Hello, good morning my dear students. Welcome back to your English class. Students, in this class we are going to learn about subject and predicate. Student, I think you all are having idea that what the subject is and what the predicate is, right? Because we have already discussed this thing in the previous chapter, isn't it? So in this chapter we will read about the subject and predicate and kinds of subjects. Spotting the subject means how to identify the subject, and kinds of predicate. So let's first begin with the subject. Kinds of subject. So students, there are three kinds of subjects we are going to read in this chapter. First is, a subject can be a single word, that is a noun or a pronoun, right? So you can see an example. Priya rides her bicycle to school. Who is riding a bicycle to school? You can ask yourself and the answer will be Priya. So Priya will be called subject. So we can say that subject can be a single noun or pronoun. In second, a subject can be a phrase containing a noun, article or modifier. Okay, modifier means describing word. So you can see this example, all the students in the class. So this is a phrase, okay, noun phrase. So this is completely a subject, right? So it is not necessary that subject will always be in a single word. It can be a phrase as well. So this is the subject here. Now if you will see the third example, a subject can be two or more nouns or pronouns that may be joined by conjunction. You all know very well that we can join two words, two sentences or two phrases with a conjunction, right? So if two nouns or pronouns are joined together, they can combinedly call a subject. Okay, Ram and Shyam are studying in the class in 7th class. So Ram and Shyam both are the subject here. Clear? So these are the kinds of subject. Now, how to spot the subject from any sentences? If there is a declarative sentence, I think you all know what is declarative sentence because we have already done it with it in the previous video lecture, right? So declarative sentence is also called the assertive sentence, and which states some fact. So if there is declarative sentence and you want to identify the subject in that, there will be the subject and it will be always before the verb. Clear? So the frog jumped. Here you can see that where is the verb. Verb is an action word, isn't it? So jumped is the verb, and before the verb there will be a subject, and that is the frog. So that the frog will be called subject. In interrogative sentences with one verb, because in interrogative sentences there can be a two verb, one helping verb and one main verb. So if there is a one verb in interrogative sentence, then the subject usually appears after the verb. So let's identify the verb. If you will identify the verb, then it will be easy for you to identify the subject. Okay, so where is your home? So what is the verb here? Is the verb here, right? So your home will be the subject, because after the verb there will be a subject. So this is the verb, and after this your home is the subject. Okay, now interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentences with two verbs, as I already told you that in interrogative sentences there can be one verb or two verb as well. Okay, so if there are interrogative sentences there with a two verb, in that case a helping verb and a main verb, the subject appears between the two verbs. Okay, one helping verb will be there and one main verb will be there. So where will be the subject? Subject will be in between the main verb and the helping verb. So you can see the example. So now you can see the example. Where do you live? So do is the helping verb, live is the main verb, and the subject is in between these two verbs, that is you. Clear, students? Now let's move forward and understand that where would be the subject in imperative sentences. Imperative sentences. In imperative sentences the subject you is implied. Okay, so go out. So there you can see that go out can be we can say go out alone, but you is always implied before any imperative sentences. You know very well that what the imperative sentence is, right? So an imperative sentences give us command, request, wish. So you is always implied before the imperative sentences. Now exclamatory sentences. In exclamatory sentences, the subject generally comes before the verb. Now what is exclamatory sentences? You all know that exclamatory sentences shows a sudden feeling, emotion. Okay, so how lovely the bouquet is. So this is the verb here in this sentence, and before the verb you can see that there will be a subject. Okay, so this is how you can identify the subject in the various kind of sentences. Now kinds of predicate. So you can see first kind, a predicate can be just a single verb. I know. So I is the subject here, know is the verb. So it is a predicate. So you can say that a predicate can be a single verb. Now secondly, a predicate can be a phrase containing a verb in some tense, person or number. The new girl in the class, so if you will see, you have already learned that how to identify the subject. The new girl in the class is completely a subject. A is very good dancer. So this part will be called a predicate. It is containing a verb, right? And it is a phrase also. Now when the verb is an intransitive verb, the predicate can be a verb and its modifier. As I already told you that what is modifier? Modifier is the describing word. Okay, so if the verb will be intransitive verb. Now what do you understand with the word intransitive? Student, intransitive means when there will be no object or no indirect object. Clear? So the girl laughed loudly. So the girl is the subject here and laughed loudly will be called as predicate. Clear? There is no indirect object or direct object, I mean. Now the next is when the verb is a transitive verb, the predicate can be a verb and its object. Transitive verb means when there is a direct object. Clear? So birds build nest. So bird is the subject here. Build nests would be a predicate, because build is the verb and object is the nests. Clear? Now when the verb is a transitive verb with two objects, one is direct object and another is indirect object. So in that case the predicate consists of a verb and its object, that is direct and indirect verb object. So bought me a car. Father bought me a car. Bought is the verb, me is the object, and a car is also a object. So one is direct object and another is the indirect object. So this part will be called a predicate. So now the next is a predicate can be two or more verbs that may be joined by conjunctions. So students, conjunctions can also join two verbs together. So if in any sentences there are two verbs or more than two words are joined with a conjunction, then they will completely called a predicate. Okay, so you can see this example for he came, saw and conquired. So this part of the sentence will completely called a predicate. Okay, now I think all the things are very clear to you. But students, if you find any kind of doubt, you can ask me through WhatsApp or you can even call me. Right students? Now what you have to do for your homework, you have to do page number 11 in your grammar book. Now in page number 11, the question is to identify the subject or predicate as well. Right? So you have to underline the subject and circle the predicate, so that you can easily identify them. Right? So this is your homework. I think you enjoyed today's class. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, stay home, stay safe and be happy.